A run through then of the Hull City team. It's pretty straightforward. Liam Rosenior was delighted with the performance at Birmingham and makes no changes to the side, which won by 1-0. Matt Ingram, the goalkeeper, Christy Jones, McLaughlin and Jacob Greaves as the back four. Sean McLaughlin reaches a half-century of appearances for the Tigers. Greg Docherty, John Michael Seri as the more defensive-minded two in midfield. Ryan Longman, Regan Slater, Aliar Syed-Manesh and Oscar Estepinian up front. Estepinian scored against Wigan last time. He has 2 in 2 games. Can he breach the leakiest defence in the division? The bench for the Tigers is Timothy Latutala, Callum Elder, Tobias Figueiredo. Louis Coyle is the one change from the bench as Xavier Simons is dropped. Whilst Ozan Tufan, Ryan Woods and Tyler Smith complete the Hull City side. As Jeff Elchingham just has a quick word with Oscar Estepinian and the Wigan defender as well. That's Joe Bennett keeping tabs on him in the 6-yard box. As Jeff Elchingham keeps an eye on them, there's a bit of pushing and shoving between the pair. Greaves trying to break away from his marker as Seri will deliver towards McLaughlin. Flick towards Oscar, just wide of the target. It was 4 yards out. The ball just cannoned into him. I don't think he had much time really to assess where he was. Just put his body in the way of it. Behind it goes for a goal kick. But this is good from Hull City so far. Just under 10 minutes gone. It's 0-0. But Hull City with a few chances so far and Oscar going pretty close. According to the stats so far, Wigan have only completed 11 passes, so they're not even racking up a pass a minute at the moment, but they do have possession now, so I imagine that stat will now begin to climb as Watmore will bring the ball up across the defence, and it's intercepted by Jacob Greaves. Greaves through ball down the line to Syed-Manesh. He's got time to cross. He does deliver. It's headed behind though by Jordan Cousins. Wigan are definitely on the back foot, and if Hull City are going to score, now is the perfect time. They've got everyone back around the penalty area. Max Power just stands closest to the corner kick. A free header for Greaves from the delivery at the back of the area. Syed-Manesh is tripped, but Greaves has scored! Told you it was the perfect time to score. And for the fans in the away end, there's not more perfect people on the pitch to score it. After 2022, when Greaves said he wants to score more goals, he's wasted no time in 2023 to put Hull City 1-0 up after 15 minutes. The Hull City fans going crazy in the away end. Jamie Jones, the goalkeeper, has come right out to his defence, who have trudged back to halfway to have words of wisdom. But really, the question has to be, who picked up Jacob Greaves at the back stick? There was appeals for a penalty in the build-up to the ball finding Jacob Greaves, but there was nothing defensive about the finish. So perhaps this needs a delicate chip into the penalty area to test Hull City's defence, who immediately are set with 6 in a line along the penalty spot. Oscar at the front of it, closest to the kick. Docherty at the back, with the back four sandwiched in between. Slater, Seri also in the box, and then Syed-Manesh and Longman make the wall, as it will now be hoisted over. Ooh, into the roof of the net. He decided to go for it, Max Power, on that far side. And maybe if it had been 2 or 3 yards further back, it could have dipped enough to hit the back of the net. It just crashes against the top of the netting. He's out on the touchline now, Liam Rosenior, in his smart attire, taking it in and probably enjoying what he's seen so far, as Hull City yet again win possession. This time they've won it higher in the Wigan half. Slater might fancy his chances from 20 yards out. A deflection off Watmore means it's going to be a corner kick. Seri with one arm up in the air, 5 on the move in the penalty area. It's going to only find tilt though. Comes out to Docherty. Docherty, Windass style, volleys it. Remember that Wembley volley? We all remember it. This time though, it goes wide of the target. He caught it very sweetly indeed. Docherty only does thunderbolts whenever he scores goals. The technique that he needed there was accomplished, all except for a slight degree of accuracy. For now for Naylor, who's been on the receiving end of some heavy defeats against Hull City on his own grounds before. He played for Burton in a 5-0 defeat. He also played in the 4-1 loss when Abel Hernandez scored that hat-trick 5 years ago. He also, more famously, was part of the Portsmouth team, which was beaten 4-0 by the Tigers. Josh McGuinness netted that afternoon. There's no sign of him at the moment getting involved this afternoon. He is on the bench for Wigan Athletic as the home side look to find a way forward and playing it back towards Jack Watmore, sliding the ball through, looking for Asgard. Seri is in the penalty area and loses control of his feet and concedes a very cheap corner. They have a corner to defend though in the meantime, Hull City. Everyone back in the penalty area is delivered in, and Wigan have an equaliser. And the body language of Hull City tells you everything. They are wondering how on earth they've allowed Wigan back into this game, and Nathan Broadhead, the substitute, with a relative free header inside the box, and Wigan, after 63 minutes, have found an equaliser. Wigan 1, Hull City 1, and the inquest is still going on in the defence of Hull City. Seri will obviously be very disappointed that he conceded the corner, but now Hull City have to rebuild and find another goal. There's 6 waiting in blue and white for Wigan. Lots of movement. It's delivered in again. It was closest to Asgard. Kolo Touré just turns back towards his staff, but now looks a lot more happy, as you would expect. Another corner into the 6-yard box, and Ingram punches away with Jones trying to backtrack. Nodded down by Wigan. Slater gets barged, stays in play, and Wigan can deliver into the area again with tilt rising, and it goes wide of the target. But again, Greg Doherty has to rally those around him. He's going to get a new midfield partner in a moment, because Ryan Woods is going to come on. Ryan Longman is going to make way. Now with Woods again. Woods is going to have to go back into the defence with Alfie Jones. Is Jones going to try and play forward away from McGuinness? He is. He takes a touch on his right foot around him, then tries to play it on. Clever through ball. Smith. The ball's going to pop here. Oscar with the chance. Oh, it's going to trickle in. Oscar has scored for Hull City. So clumsy, yet so needed for Hull City. Now, did it come off a Wigan defender last when Oscar took the touch? It really doesn't matter to those away to my left. Hull City have restored their lead. What a relief for the travelling faithful. And it's 11 now for Oscar. Christie did so well previously, but the through ball from the Tigers was not dealt with in any way, shape or form in the way Kolo Touré would like. As a top-level centre-back in his time, he will be disgusted with the way Wigan have defended that opportunity. It trickled agonisingly over the line. 4th place downwards, still very tightly packed together as Doherty heads the ball in midfield, out of play for a throw-in near the Wigan final third. They've got a tight spot to get out of here as Tufan gives chase to James McLean. He's wriggled away though as he finds supporting teammate of Max Power. Cleared upfield. McGuinness has done very well to flick the ball on, but there's nobody in blue and white shirts to get onto it. Ball over the top. Smith is onside and he's taken it past Jamie Jones. Tyler Smith! 3-1 Hull City! To the corner flag, and he lets the emotions pour out. Hull City have now wrapped the game up with 5 minutes to go. An exodus in the home end, but the 2,500 plus away to my right hand side are going crazy as Tyler Smith nets for Hull City. He netted against Wigan as a Swindon player before. Now in the black and amber of Hull City, he has put the finishing touches from a tight angle leapt onto a through ball. Wigan were asleep again defensively. They couldn't deal with it. Jones came out. Tyler Smith touched the ball past him inside the penalty area. And Hull City said thank you very much. And Tyler Smith with his second goal of the season. But Hull City are heading to 7 games unbeaten on their travels. Nigel Adkins achieved that in 2018-19 when at the winter period Hull City ran riot in most places up and down the country. Coyle now finds Greg Doherty. It's Ryan Woods into Coyle. Power. Ball just runs past Tilt's feet. Power nipped in by Regan Slater. Hull City can build an attack out of nothing. Slater's delivery! And Tyler Smith has netted again! It's 4 for Hull City. And it's the nightmare scoreline that haunts the Wigan fans time and time again. Tyler Smith with his first brace as a Hull City player. And Hull City, from the 78th minute onwards, have taken Wigan apart. And it has all been because of lapses in concentration from Wigan's defenders. Regan Slater won it back. Great energy, took it down the right side of the penalty area, flashed it across the box, and Smith, like a proper poacher, slides in at the back post.